Oblivion Remastered shadow dropped out of nowhere a few weeks back, and the modding community has been hard at work. Many people have wondered how moddable the game really is, and what can be done with it. Fortunately, with around 1,500 mods already available on the Nexus at the time of making this video, it's clear the game has a lot of potential for modding, and I've searched far and wide to compile a list of mods to get you started. Before we fully dive in, I recommend you first install Universal Achievement Unblocker, so you can enjoy achievements if you ever happen to use the console. Unfortunately, the performance of this remaster isn't great. There's a lot of stuttering which can really pull you out of the experience. Thankfully, there is a solution. Ultimate Engine tweaks remove stuttering, improves performance and stability, decreases input latency, and improves picture clarity by removing film grain and chromatic aberration, all with no visual loss, by editing the game's engine.ini file. I noticed an improvement in performance and stuttering upon using it, and I've seen many users saying the same, even reporting huge FPS increases. But if you're looking for even more performance, I read on LumenBeacon's mod page, you can disable ray tracing by opening the game's engine.ini file and changing this value to be false. Moving on to UI mods. You might want to try to overhaul the map with a more complete world map. It upgrades the map resolution from 2 to 4K, increasing readability, and adds unmarked roads and lakes, allowing for better navigation. A colored option is also available, showing you the terrain of various areas of the map. Fuzz UI interface tweaks lets you see more items in the interface at any given moment, so you won't have to scroll as much, saving you precious time. If you think the reticle is too intrusive, Better Reticle has got you covered. You can decrease reticle size, make it transparent, or remove it entirely. Optionally, you can remove the sneak icon as well for more immersion. A rather strange addition to this remaster has been the hit marker. Not sure why this was added to a single-player RPG. It's a little bizarre. While I'm not too bothered by it, you can grab no hit marker if it does bother you. Those who prefer a more compact UI should consider using better HUD. It shrinks the compass, shifts gauges and status effects to the left side of the screen, similar to the original game's layout, and offers further customization. You can make the compass even smaller, hide its text, and always show player resources. For a more immersive experience, there's a Cardinals only mode that removes enemy and points of interest markers, and you can even disable the compass entirely if you wish. Opening the local map isn't straightforward. You have to zoom all the way in to do so, which takes time. Auto Local Map automatically opens the local map when you're inside interiors, dungeons, or cities, improving navigation and making it more intuitive. Pressing M opens the map menu. However, pressing it again doesn't close it, which is slightly infuriating. To fix this, grab M to close map. Additional map markers adds discoverable markers for way shrines, stones, and shrines, allowing you to come across these locations more frequently when exploring, as they'll be visible on your compass. It also adds convenient markers to all player homes, easily making it a must-have for homeowners. If you're a Bethesda fan, you're probably sick of seeing the Bethesda logo every time you boot their games up, so you may want to use Fuzz UI No Intro to save yourself some time. But keep in mind, it does unfortunately make the main menu static, so it won't be animated anymore. Now, I'm not sure why Virtuous made it look like everyone has eczema. Like, damn, shit looks rougher than Grayscale from Game of Thrones. But thankfully, realistic high-quality skin fixes this, so characters don't look like they're part Argonian anymore. There are many parts of the game where you must wait for quests to progress, sometimes even for multiple days, but the wait and sleep menu is incredibly slow. Faster sleep and wait makes the menu 4 times faster, so you won't start sprouting gray hairs while waiting. While questing, you may also have to wait for an NPC to travel somewhere to progress. That too can be incredibly slow. But fret not. Quest NPCs run make sequences like this much more bearable. I found myself searching my inventory for certain items such as repair hammers tedious. Luckily, I found tools first. It sorts repair hammers, alchemy tools, Welkin stones, soul gems, and torches to the top of your inventory, making them readily accessible. Precise soul capture is a must-have for enchanters and essential if you don't want to micromanage soul gems. It only allows souls whose capacity matches the gem to be captured, preventing any pesky underfilled soul gems. Enemies drop their equipped weapon upon death, which can sometimes be difficult to find. Enemies' weapon stays on corpse solves this issue while reducing save bloat, as there are less dynamic world items being dropped. These next mods alter combat. Now they won't be for everyone, but some of you might enjoy the changes. Attack cancelling made combat much more satisfying for me. Though it sounds small, being able to block cancel attacks made combat feel more responsive and fun. The remaster shortened weapon range for the player, and while it may not look like a big change on paper, it's definitely noticeable in combat. Extended weapon range brings weapon reach back to what it was in the original game, making it easier for melee players to evade enemy attacks while still landing hits of their own. Timed block lets you perform time blocks. Doing so will slow down time, negate damage taken, and won't cost any stamina by default. All values are configurable, so you can adjust the mod to your preferences. While it adds another layer to combat and can help spice things up, it will make combat easier, so just keep that in mind. Unique elemental spells takes a page out of Skyrim's book to make pre-made elemental spells more interesting and situational. With the mod, fire deals additional damage over time, frost decreases movement speed, and shock drains magicka. I haven't felt like the added effects are overpowered in any way, it just adds some extra utility to elemental spells, so now it makes sense to use frost against melee builds, or shock against magic builds. If you often find yourself stressed using the shortcut wheel in the heat of the moment, slow motion shortcut is here to save the day. It slows time down when the menu is open, giving you more time to select options. Now let's take a look at some balancing mods. One of the biggest complaints about Oblivion is that gear rewards are permanently set at around the level you obtain them. This has led many players to delay completing quests until they reach a level that makes the reward worth getting. Auto-upgrade leveled items attempts to solve this issue by replacing leveled unique items obtained as quest rewards with a version fitting your level as your character progresses. If you prefer your favorite weapon to be usable for your entire playthrough, auto-upgrade leveled items may very well be for you. However, if you find level scaling undermines the value of leveling and the point of obtaining new equipment, I'd instead recommend balanced unleveled rewards. It removes level scaling from all leveled quest rewards and items, instead giving them balanced stats, like how artifacts are handled in Skyrim. This incentivizes players to seek out powerful items above their level, while removing that feeling that all quest rewards are the same, and is the option I personally prefer. I'm sure most of you have heard complaints about the difficulty slider. Going from Adept to Expert increases incoming damage by a whopping 350%, which is just ridiculous. Luckily, Difficulty Slider Fixed offers more granular configuration, smoothing out the huge jumps in difficulty, easily making it a must download. Almost all NPCs match the player's level. While this makes all locations and enemies a constant challenge for the player, it can make progression feel dull. Getting stronger doesn't always make you feel stronger, and sometimes leveling up actually makes the game more difficult. Thankfully, Balanced NPC Level Cap uses an algorithm to fix this issue by capping enemy levels appropriately, and doesn't make progression a pain in the ass. Dissension aims to fix loot balance without completely overhauling it, like mods such as Ascension, making it a better choice for first-time players. It removes immersion-breaking loot drops, so you won't find high-tier gears on common NPCs, making powerful items feel truly rare. It also expands the level range for creatures, so even at high levels, you won't only encounter the same top-tier enemies. On top of that, it includes many smaller fixes to improve overall gameplay. An incredible amount of clutter in the game is unowned. It's a bit immersion breaking when you're able to loot the entire city right in front of the Imperial Guard. So preserve your immersion by using complete clutter and crop ownership, as it adds logical ownership to clutter and containers in public spaces. If you don't enjoy guards being psychic, or horses ratting your crimes out, consider using more sensible crime alarm and no horse responsibility fix. Just like in the original Oblivion, when starting the game you'll have discovered map markers all across the map. If you prefer to discover these locations naturally, no starting map markers is for you. It incentivizes exploration in the early game, like in Skyrim, and makes adventuring to different parts of the map far more rewarding. And those planning on starting another playthrough may want to skip the introductory dungeon using simple start skip. You'll also find a chest on the dock containing most of the items you would have collected during the introduction to help you kickstart your adventures. The sprint animation in the base game is hella goofy, and it gets even more goofy sprinting uphill. I will admit it does have some charm to it, but those who want a more realistic animation should use alternative sprint. By using Olympic runners as a reference, the author Mike Knight created an animation that feels far more natural, so you won't look like a hunchback Naruto sprinting anymore. They've also released an animation rig, which will undoubtedly help modders implement new animations down the road. And Everglade has managed to create new longer hairstyles with physics for females to the game with Colovian cuts. Currently, it swaps the updo braids plus buns hairstyle with the 4 new hairstyles, and they look fantastic. I'm really impressed with how quickly they've managed to figure this out. They also plan on adding physics to vanilla hairstyles and making a male version later on, as well as figuring out a way to add hairstyles rather than replacing existing ones. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more mod coverage in the future. Also, consider getting some merch, and big thanks to all my patrons for helping me produce the content you're watching. Take care, lads and lasses, and I hope to see you next time. Many people have wondered how moddable the game really is, and what can be done with it.